Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be giving you my top manga recommendations. There are a lot of people that in the booktube community that have gotten more into comics, which I think is awesome, but I would also love to see people get into manga because manga is amazing. It's so much fun and it's so interesting to read too because you read manga from right to left as opposed to left to right. I think it's a great way to expose your mind to something different that you are not accustomed to. It just keeps you like on your toes. Number 5 is Death Note, and this is actually the first manga series that I ever read, and it was fascinating. It's about this boy named Light who finds this book that's called a Death Note, and with that Death Note, he has the power to kill anyone. He can just write their name in this notebook and then they die, and unless he specifies exactly how or when they die, they'll just immediately die of a heart attack. The police pick up that there's some kind of strange pattern happening here, like as L is learning about his power, and he is kind of like Dexter in a way where he sets out he's only going to kill people that are criminals. What makes this also really interesting is that Light's father is actually the chief of the police department, and he is heading the investigation to try to find out who is the person that's killing everyone. And then they bring in this specialist named L, and L is just such a great character. He is like, he never sleeps. He's obviously an insomniac. He's super pale, super thin. He's always drinking coffee and eating sweets, and he's just so intelligent. And the series is just so good. Probably from books like 1 to 4, I believe, are my favorite. And then I didn't actually love the end of the series, but it's worth reading because the beginning is so great. This edition actually has like 2 books per book, so there's only 6 of them in total, so it's something like really, really quick to read. And again, there's also an anime, but I really like the manga version like a million times better. At number 4, I have Chobits, and this is by Clamp. So this actually, I can say the author's name, which is really exciting, but Clamp is like, I believe it's like a group of women who all write and illustrate their stories. And Chobits is about a guy who finds this girl who's a persocom, and basically what that means is she's like a personal computer. So it takes place in the future where people have personal computers that look like other humans. It's really interesting. So there's also these few elusive persocoms that are called Chobits, and Chobits have the ability to feel emotions. But this boy is, first he's very adverse to even having this computer. He just finds her and then he starts to use her, but he's very reluctant to do it because he doesn't like the connotations that come along with it. But he ends up, teaching her how to interact in everyday life, and they end up forming a friendship, and he ends up caring about her very much. And it's just really interesting as he's going through and trying to discover her origin and why somebody would have thrown her away and just what the deal is. It's really good. At number 3, I have the Nana series by A. Yazawa, which I think is how you say it, but probably not. So this series is also super good. It's about 2 main characters who are both named Nana, and they meet each other while they're on a train to Tokyo. One Nana, which is that one, she is in a band. She's like the lead singer of the band, and her band is finally getting a little bit recognized, and her ex-boyfriend is in another band, and his band has become the biggest band in Japan, and he's also in Tokyo, so she kind of wants to avoid him. And then there's the other Nana, who is really cute. Like, she's really, really enthusiastic, and she always wants to please people. They nickname her Hachi because Hachi is the name of a puppy in Japan, because she's just so like friendly and enthusiastic, and she always wants to help people, and she's always there like supporting, and she gets so excited like by her friendships with everyone. So Nana and Nana decide to live together. It's like a slice of life series, but it's very eventful. Like, there's always something that's happening, and they have such interesting relationships with different men and different friends within their lives, and it's just so nice because like these 2 Nanas really love each other, and they stick by each other despite like whatever it is that's going on. And it's also like really, really, really heartbreaking. So if you're not in the mood to be sad at certain points, then don't read it. The only thing about this is that there are 21 volumes out right now, and the author actually got sick in the middle of writing the series, so it's not finished. And the way that it ends, you're just like, wait, how could this happen? I need to know what's gonna happen next. So there is hope that she will maybe continue it at some point, but it's still worth it to read up until what's been published because it's just so, so good. Number 2, I have a book that everybody should be very familiar with, and that is the Sailor Moon series. This series is magical in many different ways, and the reason that is because it's about the Sailor Scouts who all band together to save the world from evil, and each girl has a very specific personality and is just like a very particular archetype. So it's really interesting because there's always going to be one that you like really relate to. My favorite is Sailor Venus. Each one represents a different planet, and their story is just so beautiful and it's so interesting to read, and the art is like so gorgeous. Like everything about it is just pretty. It's called, they're actually called like Pretty Guardians, and they do this whole transformation where they like transform into their sailor outfits, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's so great. And there's also anime that's based on it, and there was recently a second anime that was made that's called Sailor Moon Crystal, but it's not as good as the first one, so don't watch that and get a bad impression of it. But the series overall is really good, and it's one of those ones that is just like a foundation where everybody should read this because it's just like the core of manga. It's just so good if this is what you're looking for. And at number 1, I have my favorite manga series of all time, and that is Paradise Kiss by Yazawa. Actually, the author is the same one as Nano, which I talked about before. And this book is about a group of like college students who go to fashion school, and they hang out at their atelier. This series is only 3 books long, and it is completed, so it has a very satisfying ending to it. And actually one of the things that Yazawa does is that she puts characters from all of her series in different things. So there are references to Nana in this series, there are references to this in Nana, but it's just really, really good. So they're, the group of kids, they're basically working for their final project. They have to put on a fashion show, and one of the main characters is George, and he's like the head designer, so it's his vision that they're carrying out. And they find this girl who's just like a normal high school girl, and he like sees her and he's like, oh my god, like she needs to be my model, but she's never done anything like that before, so she is not comfortable with it, and it takes a little bit of convincing, but then she kind of goes with it, and it's just so good. And just this author like just writes relationships so well. Like it's so real and just so amazing, and everything about it is just so cute. Her artwork is just so pretty, and she constantly has like little hearts in like a lot of the text bubbles and stuff, and it's just a really, really great read. So if you haven't read any manga and you are intimidated by the number of volumes that are in a lot of series, this is a really great place to start because there are only 3 of them, and you'll just love the story because it's so good. So those are my top manga series. If there are any other series that you love that you think that other people should read, let me know in the comment section down below. Or if you just have any other manga recommendations in general, I'm always looking for new things to read, so I'd love to hear those too. So I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!